What's going on, fans and fanatics? It's your boy, the Gifted One, back with another Gifted Radical Wrestling recap. And today I'll be talking about TNT All Elite Wrestling Dynamite. So first off, Cody Rhodes comes out. He comes out with this little theme. I feel as though it was maybe like a Bruce Wayne type of Batman in a Bat cave. Has all types of monitors. He's looking at the wrestlers and everything like that, and all the matches that he's been through, and a lot of matches that some of the wrestlers have been through. And they're all fighting for this one prize that they have going on right now, because AEW is about to add a brand new championship to their game, and it is the TNC Championship. So Cody believes that this might be his last opportunity in order for him to gain some type of championship, because as we know, he cannot compete for the heavyweight championship when he fought Le Champion, Chris Jericho, ended up losing that match due to the interference of MJF throwing in the towel and double-crossing Cody. So Cody feels as though that this might be the only opportunity he might have to become champion, but he also feels as though that everybody else on the roster is worth being a champion as well. So kicking right off, we have a quarterfinals match between Darby and the Spanish god Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara comes out from the get-go. He doesn't let the bell ring or anything like that. Jumps over the rope. He hits Darby with a spinning flip over the top rope. Puts a ladder in between the guardrail and the ring. Jumps off the top rope. Splashes him, and the match becomes kind of chaotic throughout the beginning. But finally, they get to go back into the ring. The match begins. And they're going at it, ladies and gentlemen. Darby Allin ends up taking one of Sammy Guevara's boots off, biting his feet, trying to injure one of his legs and everything like that, because Sammy, as we know, is definitely acrobatic. He's a well-rounded superstar. He's a great wrestler at the end of the day. And a god, I don't think he is. But as far as his in-ring ability, is second to none. So their match goes back and forth. Darby jumps off of the middle turnbuckle to try to hit him with a cutter that he does off of the ropes. And Sammy ends up catching him. He puts him in like this bad Baker move where he tries to flip him over like an AA, but it's an inverted AA where he strikes him with the knee. And Darby Allin ends up reversing it, putting him in the Last Supper, as he calls it, pinning him, getting the victory. Much success to Darby Allin. Then we cut to a little small promo between Damascus, Matt Hardy, broken Matt Hardy. I feel as though AEW is going to allow him to reinvigorate his career. When he came back to the WWE from Impact, TNA Impact Wrestling, he had the whole deletion movement going on, and I feel as though the creative control that he was supposed to have in the WWE, Vince didn't allow him to have, but only a short amount of it. So I feel like his career kind of got stifled. Yeah, he came back with his brother. They won the championship and everything like that. But at the end of the day, it still wasn't the same. So he calls out Chris Jericho. It's no avail. Chris Jericho, I don't believe, wants to accept that challenge to face him. So Sammy Guevara instead is going to end up having a match with Matt, but they're going to have it at the Hardy compound. So it's going to be called the Elite Deletion. Comment below, let me know what you guys think about that. So then we have a match between the tag team champion Kenny Omega, and he's fighting Alan Angels. I believe with the ability that Kenny Omega possesses in ring, he's also one of the corporate guys in All Elite Wrestling. But I believe that he takes his wrestling more seriously, even though he has some type of control in the backstage area. But Kenny's a phenomenal performer. He's a phenomenal wrestler. The time that he spent in Japan, in New Japan Wrestling, the Bullet Club and everything like that, when he was part of the Golden Lovers at one point with him and his tag team partner back then, he really took wrestling to the next level. So I feel as though that Kenny kind of played with this guy Angels for a little bit instead of getting him out the way he was supposed to. They had a pretty good back and forth match. Angels got the upper hand on Kenny for a little bit. But, you know, Kenny Omega's Kenny Omega. He comes back, you know, after a couple moves. Angel tries to hit him with some type of stomp from off of the top rope. He ends up missing. Kenny gets out of the way. Then he hits him with a V-trigger in the middle rope, kind of dazes him out. He actually hit this guy with 3 V-triggers in order to finish him. There you see him there hitting the final V-trigger, guys, to pick up the victory and walk away with the dub. So then we also have a little brewing feud between freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy and Jimmy Havoc. Now, Jimmy Havoc last week ended up DDTing Orange Cassidy on the outside of the ring while the best friends were having a match. And this was kind of like a small feud that's brewing now. And Jimmy Havoc was totally annihilating Orange Cassidy throughout the match. He was beating this guy in the ring, out the ring, smacking him up, tossing him around. Orange Cassidy, you know, he has like a little laid-back, nonchalant, sloth-like, you know, attitude. He's definitely a fan favorite. I like him. My wife likes him. She thinks he's hilarious. She thinks his character's hilarious. But I will say that his in-ring ability is very, very good. He's a high flyer. He can take a lot of punishment. As you can see, he fights sometimes with his hands in his pocket. Ended up giving Jimmy Havoc a run for his money, drop kicking him, you know, beating him down when he moaned up, so a little bit of offense, and hitting him with a Superman punch. But also Penelope Ford was also involved, trying to get involved in the match. There you see her trying to get some type of distraction, but the best friend pulled her leg and she ended up doing a split. If the fans would have been there, they would have went crazy, but I know the wrestlers that they have in the audience went ballistic over that. And Orange Cassidy ended up putting him up in the freshly squeezed roll-up, picking up the victory, but he will pay for that at the end of the match because Jimmy Havoc was not playing that. He wasn't taking no shorts. Ended up DDTing him the same way he DDT'd him outside of the ring last week and putting Orange Cassidy down. I mean, Kip Sabian was in the ring. They were getting ready to try to double team him, but the best friends actually came into the ring to try to help him out. But to no avail. Orange Cassidy was laid out, dazed from that DDT. I believe that DDT is a very impactful DDT. It's a crazy maneuver the way Jimmy Havoc performs it, the way he does it. He actually leaves any one of his opponents damn near unconscious. So, mamma mia. Then we have the War Dog, Warlow. This guy is a beast. He's MJF's bodyguard, his muscle, his War Dog. That's why, you know, he has that name. And he was going up against an upstart named Lee Johnson. Now, Lee Johnson was really no match for this guy, Warlow. Warlow was definitely 3 times stronger, 3 times bigger. He was faster. He was just throwing this guy all over the ring, ultimately squashing him, picking up the victory. I believe there's going to be big things for Warlow coming in the future. I would like to see him kind of double-cross MJF. And if you guys would like to see that happen, hit the comments below and let me know what you think, how you feel about that. I feel as though it'd be good the same way MJF double-crossed Cody. I would like to see Warlow double-cross MJF. So then we have the Exalted One, Brody Lee. You guys might know him as Luke Harper. He actually just came from WWE to AEW. He was another person whose career was definitely stagnated over there at WWE. He started off as part of the Wyatt family, for those of you who don't know. Then he had a little bit of a singles run with the IC belt, became a tag team champion with Rowan, and they were known as the Bludgeon Brothers. I mean, that gimmick was pretty cool. But again, the booking kind of put them on a downward spiral. He got injured. Really wasn't nothing else going on with him. They tried to bring him back for a little bit, but I don't know what was going on, so they ended up removing him from TV again. Ultimately, him being released, and now he's in AEW, destroying people. He comes out, has his hoodie on, looking real mysterious. When he comes out, he just has this aura about him. I'm not sure if it's due to the time that he spent with Bray Wyatt, but his demeanor is so serious. But then the character that he's portraying here is something like he's a businessman trying to recruit people for his organization. And eyes are everything, guys. His eyes are like deadly assassins. He's quiet, but he will hurt you in the ring. This guy that he was going up against, Justin Law. Justin Law was really no match for Brody Lee. Brody Lee came out and actually destroyed him. He was just beating this guy down, hitting him with heavy strikes. Had him in the corner, whipping him with the backhand chops. Hit him with a throw suplex over his head. Like, I mean, this guy was just throwing him around like he was a sack of potatoes. Then ultimately hitting him with that spinning discus clothesliner that he does. I remember a couple weeks back, he kind of tried to set it up like the Sister Abigail, where he leaned him forward and he spun him, and then he spun and hit the guy with the clothesline. But I just think that was just a salute to his friend Bray Wyatt, and he ends up picking up the victory, guys. After that, this guy that we have here is named Arco Stud. He's with the Jurassic Park or whatever, Jurassic Friends, whatever they are. And I believe that this guy is super little. I mean, he's definitely talented, but he's in a world of giants. This guy, Arco Stud, last time he fought Lance Archer a couple weeks ago, Lance Archer completely destroyed him. I mean, he mounted some type of offense, but it's no avail. Little man, big man is always going to beat the little man. So I don't know if they're trying to push some type of angle with Brody Lee and him to have a match, like a David and Goliath type of match, but we'll see. We'll know how that goes. So then, main event we have is the quarterfinals for the TNC Championship. Now, this is a competition that they're having, guys. I'm going to get to that in a little bit, and I'm going to explain further more about it. So we have Kip Sabian, super bad Kip Sabian, against the natural Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes, as everybody knows, he's an older gentleman now. I believe he's somewhere in his 50s. So his time is kind of ticking, guys, as an in-ring performer, as a wrestler. You know, everybody takes a lot of bumps in this sport. A lot of people say that wrestling is fake and whatnot, but the moves are actually real. So, you know, he has a lot of wear and tear in his body. Now, the kid Kip Sabian comes out, giving Dustin a run for his money. Dustin kind of tweaks his knee a little bit somewhere along in the match, and the guy Kip Sabian tries to take definitely full advantage of it, but the referee, she gets in his face and lets him know, hey, you're going to respect my authority, you're going to respect what I'm telling you, because he's trying to go over the count of 5. And everybody knows that you got to break the count, you know, not get to the count of 5, to break the count in order to not get disqualified. So she was kind of giving him a break due to the circumstances of the championship qualification match that they're in. But Superbad's girlfriend, Penelope Ford, tried to get in and out of the ring, trying to distract, kind of cheating Dustin for a little bit, until Cody's wife went in there, speared her, got Penelope out of there. Brandy, you know, she was just trying to help out family. They're all part of the Nightmare Family Collective anyway. And Dustin ultimately hits Kip Sabian with the Destroyer, picking up the victory, advancing now to the finals, for this championship. So now I'm gonna get into the bracket, guys, and let you guys know on what's going on with this bracket in this tournament. So as of right now, we have Shawn Spears versus Cody. Cody was victorious. We have Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin. Darby was victorious. So now, in that match that's going to be taking place will be the Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, versus the charismatic Darby Allin. Now we have the other match that just took place, which was Superbad Kip Sabian versus Dustin Rhodes. And of course, the natural Dustin Rhodes picked up the victory with the Destroyer. Also, we had Lance Archer versus Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana put up a pretty good fight, but he was no match for this savage Lance Archer. As we know, Lance Archer came into AEW with Jake the Snake. Jake the Snake is definitely a legend in the wrestling world. So the finals is going to be Dustin versus Lance. Whichever one of those win, in my opinion, I believe it's definitely going to be Lance Archer, because nobody wants to see, in my opinion, Dustin versus Cody again. They already had that feud. in Revolution, if I'm not mistaken. And it was definitely a great match. But I believe Lance Archer is going to pick up the victory over Dustin, because obviously Dustin did not retire because he did win that match with Kip Sabian. If he didn't win that match with Kip Sabian, he was definitely going to retire, but that wasn't the case. So it's going to be Dustin versus Lance, Cody versus Darby, and in my opinion, I believe they're setting up for this feud that they have going on in the mix, under works, between Cody and this guy Lance Archer. In my opinion, I believe Cody's definitely going to win, get that TNT Championship, but you never know. If you guys have any concerns about that, please leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about this championship competition and tournament that they have. And that is the belt that they're fighting for right there, the All Elite Championship for TNT. Carries big weight, guys. That is, I believe, like the Intercontinental Championship, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's the Intercontinental Championship for the AEW brand, which is a brand that is revolutionizing wrestling. These guys, they're hard-hitting. It's for a mature audience. You know, they have no kiddie gimmicks or anything like that. It's just raw, and I like it. I like what they're doing over there. I like how they're performing. I like their wrestling. I like what they're doing to professional wrestling. So if you guys have any other concerns, or you guys have any other things that you would like for me to post on this channel, please leave your comments below. And also, just to let you know, I will be defending this championship against the Baby Terminator. For this, we're going to be having a championship match for this title. You guys will be having the video. I'll be putting it up soon. And we'll let you guys know how it turns out, whether I'll be victorious or Baby Terminator might take the belt from me. Who knows? Leave your comments below, guys. Let me know what you'd like to see. And again, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you guys can be alerted when I drop new content. And again, thank you. I'm the Gifted One. Stay tuned. Till next time.